For ages, living on the eastern continent, people of Ul died in countless battles against orcs and other creatures. Again and again people had to leave their homes and lands, retreat further west. That was until the Prince Nouns the 1st of March had united the Ul and lead the last man exodus from the eastern continent. The way was paved to the west, the land of sunset. And after it had been stepped by the first man of Mark, began a long, victorious but sorrowful story of Alaunter. At the sunset continent, the people of Ul were to encounter with different scattered tribes of humans, principalities of gnomes, and of course, the elven kingdoms. Not far from the Seven Worlds Mountains was a great lake, and in the midst of it, an isle blurring in blue. Right there, the heirs of Nouns the First laid their capital, the great city Ulmark. For 500 years people of Mark ruled this land. In excellence they mastered the art of diplomacy, and through ambassadors they divided and conquered. Accumulated resources only where they were necessary. The country expanded not due to war, but mostly because of its diplomacy and economy. Thus, the local human states were conquered, Ashla, Orat, Dragonal, which were politically divided, and then destroyed one by one. Thereby the country gained its name, Ul-La-Inter, which was simplified to Alaunter over time, and a while later spread through the continent of Sunset. The country grew in power year by year. Schools, hospitals and academies were built, the roads were laid, but at the same time, dissatisfaction was growing. As for the lords of local level and the rulers on the whole, the corruption was growing, and the more the kings felt omnipotence, the less they cared about their people. Now, by 515 years after the Exodus, the situation is this: the northern part of country began to face starvation. The number of dissatisfied is growing by the day. The southern part are fed up with never-ending skirmishes against recalcitrant country of Trurs. The western part is pretended by gnomes of Gradam. And in the eastern part, the elves of Aetera warn about great danger from the east. But it seems, these news are no burden to a current King Nouns the Fourth. He is busy with more important deeds, tearing wings of flies. Is it possible to change the current state of things? Let's discover together. Welcome to the first act of a fan-made campaign, Alaunter. The Exiled Ambassador. You are at your home in the city of Faraz now. 2 months ago you were exiled from the Kingdom Embassy, because of your insisting on making an alliance with the elves of Aetera. An unprecedented war is approaching and you knew it, but you were considered as a madman on the court. And the King Nouns IV, known himself as a man of his own weirdness, deprived your nobility, all achievements and honors, and also cancelled all the laws and agreements which you were achieving for many years, including the most difficult one, between you and the gnomes of Dragon. Having returned home you see your wife murdered, and your sole 14-years-old son captured by King's Guard. This you know from a note with King's mark left on your table. The King Nouns IV obviously wants to break you. But your will is strong. You decide to have your revenge. Knowing that local people are extremely unsatisfied with King's reign, who makes the living unbearable with back-breaking taxes, you decide to play on it. You are preparing an open rebellion against the authority. In the east, beyond the forest, lives your old friend Regis. He might help you in your undertaking.
Yes, my lord. Right. Alright.
We are under attack.
Okay. My lord. Right. Yes. Hello. My lord. Yes, my lord. Alright. My lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Alright. Yes. Alright. Right. Yes, my lord. Right. Okay. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. Alright. Yes, me lord. Alright. Hello. Alright. Me lord. Righto. Me lord. Yes, me lord. Alright. Me lord. Okay. Alright. Righto. Yes, me lord. Hello.
We are under attack.
Righto. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yes, me lord. Okay. Yes, me lord. Right. Yes. Okay. Yes, me lord.